MakingStarWars.net.
Hey, YouTube.com. I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.com.net .gov. I wanted to cover this Taika story that's been going around. Excuse me. As I woke up, it was pretty much what most people were sending me. Like, look. And I got to be honest with you guys. Taika 2023 movie, I don't buy it even a little bit. I think it's a complete freaking pipe dream. And I think that this is maybe Kathleen Kennedy misspoke, or maybe it was a target date and she's still saying this even though we have clearly moved on. And I would love to be wrong. Like, it would be great if there was a good Star Wars movie coming at that point. Like, that would be awesome. But that was supposed to be Rogue Squadron, and I think that Rogue Squadron was the date, was the target. And they simply said, well, that's not happening. What about Taika? Let's try to get that one's next. So let's see if we can do it. I don't think they can. I mean, when you get down to it, you have about 1 year, 7 months, and 3 days till the last day of 2023. Do we really think that's likely? I mean, you're going to need about 6 months probably. I'm going to say like 6 months. Let's just put it there for filming, and then they have to do the visual effects. Like, I'm sorry. I just do not, for the life of me, realistically believe this could happen. I would love to be wrong. Is there a chance? It's way further into production. It's already written. It's sitting there, a finished script. All the concept art is done. The principal actors, the main actors have all agreed to come on because they love Taika and want to work with them. Like if all of the magical stars align in the universe, I guess it could happen. I mean, if you want to play like it couldn't happen, it could happen. I think if you get your hopes up for this, you are setting yourself up for failure. Like, it is completely possible Natalie Portman could stop in front of my house right now and ask to use the bathroom. And I'm like, sure, Natalie Portman, you can do it. And then she's like, hey, you're a parent. I'm a parent. We have a lot in common. Do you like foosball? And I'm like, I love foosball. And then she wants to go, and then we fall in love and we have more babies together. Like, that's possible, but it's not going to happen. So, let's look at my buddy, Bestman Bulletin, who did a pretty quality write-up of it, I think. So, Kathleen Kennedy reveals Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie is releasing in late 2023. Okay. So, there's her with her Mando shirt. That's how you know she's a real fan. There's Taika. Look at him. He's like, how many girls can I get this time? Guys, parties. All right. Recently, in the if you saw those pictures, I was laughing. I was like, man, this is the coolest Star Wars director ever. All right. Recently, in the Star Wars issue of Vanity Fair, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy released to the outlet that the untitled Star Wars film by Taika Waititi will be the next film in the Star Wars universe to release. So that, I believe, is true, and that was I think that was in Vanity Fair too, and that Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron had been delayed indefinitely. So, doesn't sound good for that one. We've been very pessimistic about that one. Waititi's film was scheduled to release in December 2025. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, bringing it up into the previous year does seem possible in 2024, December 2024. That seems possible if all of the stars align to me. But today, Kennedy has revealed that Waititi's movie is actually releasing in late 2023. I don't buy this, you guys. I don't buy this one bit. I think she either misspoke or was misquoted. During an interview with Total Film at Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim, Kennedy was asked if Taika's movie was aiming for 2023, to which the super producer responded, yeah, well, not 2023, but late 2023. Not 2023, but late 2020. I mean, that's 18 months, you guys. I mean, it's not going to happen. Total Film quickly followed up by asking if it was the December 2023 release date set for Rogue Squadron, and Kennedy responded by saying, "We haven't locked anything in yet." See, I mean, this is like, yeah, no. It's this doesn't anything. The president of Lucasfilm also told the outlets that she's got no hesitancy moving past the Skywalker saga for future movies, and that with the next Star Wars film and Lucasfilm's lineup, she's hoping it can get fans and fellow moviegoers back to the cinema seats. The next iteration of Star Wars is and about getting people back in the movie theaters, so we can really come out with a bang. That's important to us. So, in a separate interview with Empire Magazine, Kennedy was asked about exploring the sequel era and post-sequel era as much as the television content has been censored, pre or post original trilogy. Sorry, it's loud outside right now. With Kennedy saying, "We're moving beyond the existing sequels as we look to our movie space. The sequel era is what we talk about in terms of where we're going with our movies, and just for how far out from that we'll go. There's very much a space we're concentrating on." Though she does not mention the Waititi film by name as being one of the films set post-sequels. It was long rumored that Rogue Squadron would take place after the events of the sequel trilogy. The news that Waititi's movie is moving up a whole 2 years is very unexpected. I say fucking impossible, personally. I personally don't expect a Star Wars film until 2025. See, he agrees too. Following the delay on Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron. However, I'm truly excited to see what Waititi comes up with and to move past the entire Skywalker saga and start a new era in the movie space. Next year for Star Wars is lining up to be simply spectacular with the release of The Mandalorian Season 3, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Waititi's film, and possibly The Acolyte, except for Waititi's film ain't fucking happening. So, yeah, I mean, 18 months... that's just it's not likely unless there's a lot that we don't know, which I mean, it could be the case, right? I mean, it's really, though, no. I'm just gonna say I personally think no. Would love to be wrong, though. You know what I mean? Darren, this is confirmed by Kathleen. Who's Darren? Darren. Is this confirmed, dude? Woo, movie time. Yeah, no, but I mean, look at what she said. She's like 2023, but not 2023. So, Star Wars has only gone so far that we know of for terms of confirmed release dates. Excuse me, made or not made. It's always been May or December. So, 2024 May would be like the earliest, probably, if they went with like a May release date or whatever. I don't know if they're that interested in that, but I'm not sure what the landscape of movies is going to look like coming out of all of this, out of the pandemic and so on. Oh, and Darren loved Kenobi. Darren loved Kenobi. There we go. Watched episode 3 times already. Nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it too. Baymax says, "Sup?" Hey, Baymax. Yeah, I believe you were one of the people who was like, "No, this isn't happening." Am I putting words in your mouth there, Baymax? But yeah. How long do I predict episode 3 being? It's like the other 2 episodes. I mean, like I said, they're all like same 45 minutes. You know, that window, give or take, with editing and stuff. So, great recap of Obi episode 1 and 2. 9 out of 10 for me. Cannot wait to watch again today. Yeah, me too. I put it on when I went to bed last night, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I did agree. I don't remember who said it, but they're like, Benny Safdie was not that good in it, really. The acting was a little bit wooden. And when I watched it again, I was like, yeah, this does stick out, as being kind of like, you could tell it wasn't important. Hey, thank you for the super chat, man. Always appreciate it, dude. Will this movie have any characters from episodes 1 through 9? It does seem to imply that they are looking at the sequel trilogy era for these next films, right? It does seem to imply that. I mean, the logo looks ancient, which made everybody think that they're going back in time. But I personally, this is with no insight, but this is just me reading what is laid out. I think it's more of an homage to Ben-Hur based off of the logo. So I would imagine it follows Ben-Hur ideas or concepts or themes, which is gladiatorial slaves who revolt, but also, entertain. So that's where my head's at. It doesn't mean I'm right or anything like that. Your guess is as good as mine. But it does sound like Rogue Squadron was supposed to be post episode 9. I believe the official press release on StarWars.com even implied as much. So when you put all of this together, I think they're probably looking at post-sequel trilogy era for all that jazz. And I think that they have a lot of invested reasons to do that, such as theme park rides and stuff that used First Order and that era, like tech and ships and stuff like that. So that's my job, or my job. That's my guess. I saw DJ saying great job. Thank you, Team DJ, on the recap this morning. You're still the GOAT when it comes to the news and spoilers. Thanks, man. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I know Reddit was saying I got everything wrong. I can't win. Arya says, do you think the quality in production goes up now after the first 2 episodes like it did with Boba? I think that quality change for Boba was a factor of the talent involved and the pandemic. So I don't really think it's I wouldn't expect it to be interesting if it did. I mean, when a production starts, it usually, they're not 100% efficient, and then they get into their groove, and then it can get better. But hey, Bestman, thank you for the article today. Mando 3 releasing in February probably means Survivor in the same month, as they typically release the game at the same time as a live action project. Oh, a little bit of the synergy. That's a pretty good theory, pretty good guess, I'd say. Pretty good working model, if you will. But yeah. But dude, I didn't want to I just woke up when you were texting me this morning, and I was like looking at what you're saying, and so I hope I didn't come off like rude or anything. But I'm just like, no way, man. Just game over, man. Game over. There's just no way. I really, unless, like I said, unless there is just stuff we don't know, like big stuff we don't know, and it's way further along, and it's like all in the volume or something. Like, oh no, Bestman hasn't even slept. Uh-oh. Are there supposed to be any good panels today? Is there supposed to be anything of possibly like great importance? I know tomorrow is Mando Plus, so that's kind of where I keep thinking we'll get like Ahsoka news if we get any. The Grand Inquisitor. God, I got Grand Inquisitor on my brain. Tomorrow, Mando Plus. That's where I think we might get like Ezra, Bridger, and Thrawn casting, if there's anything like that, And then, oh, thank you again, Mandip. Loved Kenobi. I enjoyed the many Padme references. Yeah, I thought that they did a pretty good job of really letting us like see the connections between that stuff and making sure there was no ambiguity. My favorite little like one-off moment was the that moment with the clone trooper. Like that was just kind of different and fun, and the kind of thing that you would see. And I liked the juxtaposition of that right next to the stormtroopers walking by, So that was good. We're getting hit with the bots. Sorry. I forgot to make it members or subscriber member only, But yeah. Stayed up until 5 a.m. for Kenobi, then went to work at 7 a.m. Jeez, that's rough, dude. Last night I went to see Top Gun, and I'm like, yeah, Top Gun. I think I got time to like leave the movie theater, have dinner. all that kind of stuff. And as I'm driving home, like Baymax is all, dude, like a picture, like it's coming up at 9. So I'm like, oh, cool. I get home. I got 10 minutes to like tell everybody, hey, it's time. And we got to go in 10 minutes. So the watch party concept kind of went out the window last night. I waited 5 minutes and then started it. We gave people 5 minutes to see if they saw, and they like showed up. If they had the little bell notification on here, they would have known. So that's incentive to make sure that you have the show with the bell on. So that way, when we go live, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, dude, it's out," and I was like, "Yeah, well, I've been ringing that friggin' bell the last 6 months. I told you to. You would have known. Now you paid the ultimate price." So, yeah, okay. So, sorry, I didn't mean to go back into the comments so far. All right, Darren says, "Will we see Vader being a boss in episode 3 or more so in episode 4?" I think Vader's next time is when we see him being the boss. If by being a boss you mean like killing everybody, I don't remember if he kills anybody in that episode. He fights, according to what I think, like the fight isn't until around episode 4. 5 is the break, 6 is the final fight. So yeah. So give it a little bit of time. I'm curious as to what everybody thinks about the Grand Inquisitor. I don't believe he's dead personally, but they definitely made it look like he died. So I'm not really sure what to make of that, of what that means. Dang, dude, the bots are out in full force right now. Like, I'm gonna have to go right now and make this chat for people who are followers of the channel only, because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, I say. But yeah, I mean, a Star Wars movie coming out in that time, does that seem possible to you guys? I mean, does what I'm saying, like, that sounds ridiculous to me? Does it sound ridiculous to you? Because it really, I can't see it. I just can't see it happening. I just don't see how. I would love to be the guy, to say, hey, yeah, it's gonna happen. But I do think that if this is literally just setting it up so that way everybody gets mad when it doesn't happen. Add this to the list of Kathleen Kennedy's failures. You know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff. I mean, I think that's literally where this is going. And it's boring. It's played out. It's like, it's really weird. I don't have anything against Kathleen Kennedy. I'm like a Kathleen Kennedy super fan or anything. But the idea of like making Kathleen Kennedy like the villain in my universe, that sounds really shitty to me. You know what I mean? It's like, she's not that interesting. Just kind of But okay, so I got it where these people should be blocked now, I hope. But yeah. So Tales of the Jedi is today. Nice. That's cool. So yeah. Hey, Mr. Jabbo. How's it going, dude? How did you like it? I didn't get to see your show last night where I think you were streaming last night, but I was like doing mine and then had to crash. But did you like it? Were you happy with it, or was it like a what the fuck for you? I was a little bit curious about how like the film community takes the stuff. Star Wars fans, I feel like either like everything or take it too seriously. It can be hard to find a moderately reasonable Star Wars fan's opinion on stuff, because like everything's great or it's okay. So you enjoyed it? That's good. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I did. I was super spoiled with everything on it, and covered like the production really heavily, and so there wasn't like a lot of surprises for me for the most part. there was even things in it I forgot to report, not trying to get credit for that or anything like that, but things that I like forgot to report. And then I was like, oh yeah, I should have. People were like that, huh? People were interested in it. Okay. But is Matt's only issue with some of the acting and the handheld camera work. Yeah. My co-host Rob, who I didn't wake up for this. I'm like, you sleep, man. You sleep. After last night. He didn't like when like Benny Safdie, when Nari like pulls down the little thing and runs away, and they're just like, oh well, he pulled something down in front of us. Like, it's kind of funny because I was told when they were filming that stuff that excuse me, that they were letting him go, that they were like purposely wounding him. That's why the Grand Inquisitor like stops the lightsaber from killing him. They want to let him go because they wanted to get like the info, but the execution of that part played so weird. It played like, we can't walk around that thing. And I thought that was kind of funny. So Team DJI says, I really enjoyed it. A few wonky parts, but really enjoyed it. I liked Reva and Leia. Yeah, and like I said, like my only, like, I don't know if it's like a gripe, but like Leia's a little slow little kid runner. I got a feeling the reality is they could have made her run really fast, but they're probably filming all day. They probably didn't want to like make that kid, really like, they didn't want to like abuse the kid by overworking the kid. But I felt like those running moments needed to be edited or shot differently. I don't know. I'm not a filmmaker, so I don't know how you film slow moving children. But that's the stuff, like when I'm watching it now, it's like, it's kind of funny. Best says Tika was hilarious. Cleaning costs extra. Yeah. That was one of my favorite things I learned about that episode early on, where I was like, that sounds hilarious, Mendip says, any ideas if we will have scenes with Luke, just how we did with Leia? Leia was great. Enjoyed her performance. So let's not get into too deep of spoilers on this one, but let's just say it's the story of this is mostly, Leia and Obi-Wan. So but when we do the main show later and it's more of like anything goes spoilers, we'll talk more about that, because I know Matt is kind of avoiding spoilers, so try not to drop that into here. Arya says, I just hope that episode 3 brings back the negative morons. They loved both episodes but only hated Reva and only talked about her. Like, come on, Leia and Obi-Wan were amazing. Well, I mean, I know where you're coming from. I think I get the kind of person that you are, and like, you want everybody to be happy. And I think that comes from a good place, but they're negative morons. Being negative doesn't make you a moron, but negative morons specifically, do we want them back? I mean, does it really, you know what I mean? I mean, do we need them? Do we need dummies to agree with this? I personally don't really feel like that's what we need. I also don't think that most of the people that are really, they're grifting on it. What do it's like, well, this is what they're going to do. And they saw the opening well before they ever saw the show about how to do it. And they started, you know what I mean? And the audience who buys into that was already susceptible, either because just what they want to do, the kind of guys who drive past bookstores, yelling Dumbledore dies or something, or they, just like to be trolls. And so I say, fuck them, let them go. Kenneth Jackson says, Grandy was gut shot like Fennec. Oh, it was the Grand Inquisitor Grandy. That's pretty funny. Like Fennec, he'll survive after medical attention. Yeah, I didn't like the way that was shot personally. I feel like it was highly deceptive, if not confusing. And then I didn't see Pablo Hidalgo's comments, but I saw people referencing them, and he's just like, why would this break canon? Like that's the kind of shit that like gets everybody like like that. It's kind of like it's sort of like, you know, talking down to people in that way where you're like what the fuck, like if that's how it sounded when I saw it quoted. Maybe it wasn't though, so I probably shouldn't talk about it. But point being, a lot of people think that, and if people are thinking that on a grand scale, then it means that something was inefficiently made. Doesn't mean that we're not all idiots, but it does mean it was inefficiently made. Not enough. There wasn't enough on rails for us idiots. So, yeah, agreed about the running. So, Arya says it was clear that the actor for Leia couldn't run fast enough, so they did their best with those running scenes. Yeah, I know. I don't think she was a fast runner, and I think she's a child, and they were probably doing it all day, and the kid probably got tired. You know what I mean? And it just ended up being what it is. Leia was amazing. Old man Chris wants to join us. Chris, I'm gonna have to send you the invite on the Twitter. So, yeah. And once again, let me know what you guys think about the Taika thing, because everybody's talking about Obi-Wan right now. I plan on getting back to it later when we do the other show. But hey, if we're here now, people want. But hello me, thank you for being a channel member. Hello me, by the way, I appreciate it. Leia was amazing. I thought she was great. Yeah. I think I know this is a bad comparison, but I actually like Jake Lloyd a lot, and Jake Lloyd's personality, I found him to be charming. So I mostly could go with the stuff he does because I thought he was a cute, funny kid. You know what I mean? And I feel the same way about that kid. She has like a good presence to her, and so I was able to buy it. But I haven't really heard people complaining about her, and I gotta say, not a fan of people ganging up on actors or doing that whole thing. I think that's shitty. But at least they're not getting up on the kid yet. Luz says, yeah, about one shot Kenobi is 2 feet from her, and the next shot she's 20 feet ahead. Yeah, that might just be continuity though, like, you know what I mean, from the edit. But I love Hello Me says I love Leia a lot. And yeah. But Bestman says, fuck him, Arya. You know, let him go. Set him free. If it returns, it was meant to be. Shogun Orta says, I liked Leia. Showed how she'll become a great senator. I did like that line from Bail Organa where she's like, I don't want to be a senator. And he's all, that's why he'll make a great one. Like that was a good line. I thought that was really good. Arya says, wish that Kenobi knew about Kenobi's survival by something else, such as going to a bar where people talked about Vader. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people being like, I did not anticipate this. People being like mad that Reva knows who Darth Vader is, or that he's or was. Like I don't get it personally. Like that one, that's the part I'm just like, what? Like why? Like she's an inquisitor. Like they're detectives who hunt people. They go into archives and they like figure out Bail Organa as a good, thread to pull based off of the fact that he has history. Like she's smart, and to do that job, you'd have to be smart. They're basically dark side private investigators. So if anybody's going to know, she's going to know. I would have to think, if you want to look at it, the ISB is supposed to be like the CIA/FBI of Star Wars. You think they don't know? And then you think that she wouldn't have access to their work? You know what I mean? I hate to have to think of things that deep. I don't like it when you like, there's some people that will like justify everything that's questionable, like in the prequels, with some huge fucking backstory. I'm not into the mental gymnastics of that, but when I'm challenged on it, I think about it. I'm like, I can make it work in their favor just as easily as making it work against them. And so I would rather be on the side of the artist and the story and fun than be on the opposite side where I get to be like, I'm a hard ass on the internet, Oh yeah, fuck, that don't make no sense. That no Darth Vader knows nothing about Rev, and Rev don't know nothing about dark side. You know, I mean, it's just like the whole thing is stupid to me. Not that Arya was saying that either, just to be clear. Surtek says Leia was great and nice detail. Was Ewan's daughter also had a small role? Was Ewan's daughter the spice lady, the lady who gives him the drugs? Because I think I didn't look at the credits yet, but I think that's who she played. True. Taika's movie in Star Wars Santa. Hi Santa. Taika's movie 23. Yeah, I wouldn't bet on it. Still moving the RV. Like the video. Yeah, please like the video. And yeah, I'm with you, Santa. I think it's impossible. But Chris Breezy, he disagrees. He says it's happening. He promises if it doesn't happen, he says he's going to give me 3,000 American dollars. Is that true?
That's true. It's all true.
Do you buy it? Do you think this is possible even a little bit?
What are we talking about? I just got on.
I thought you were paying attention. Okay. Taika Waititi movie, according to Kathleen Kennedy, says 2023, late 2023.
Yeah, she also says it's not locked in, so I'm thinking May 24.
At the earliest.
Yeah.
With miracles.
Yeah.
I think, personally.
Yeah.
I still think it comes out a year later, 1 year later, that Christmas. And it also means that it like Taika Waititi doesn't fucking piss her off and get fired. Like, you know.
Yeah, well,
I mean, she better call Ron Howard and say, "Hey, Ron Howard, just in case, I need you on standby." He's like,
"Yeah,
okay."
Well, it's June in 1 day, so it's pretty much half of the year's gone, and then he's still doing work on Thor. When does filming begin? When does pre-production begin? I don't think it's begun already. I just think it's pretty. I don't think it's coming out next year. I think May 2024 or December 2024.
Okay. Yeah. Bestman says that my mic is occasionally crackling. Let me know if it continues by any chance. Sorry about that, guys. You know, I've been doing this a lot the last couple of days.
It's been a busy past few days, hasn't
it? The desk, honestly, guys, it's not looking so pretty right now. I need to clean it. Got stuff everywhere. But yeah. I don't I will say too, I feel like if it does happen that quickly, it's probably gonna look like a Star Wars, like a Star Wars Disney Plus TV show on film. If it has that turnover, like, because that's the other thing, is we are super critical of things about Kenobi, like, and rightfully so to some extent. But when you look at the turnover time of these shows versus a film, it's not the same. They're not going in with the same. It's still a TV show, and I don't want to be somebody who says anything goes. It could be any quality. It's a TV show. It doesn't have to be cinematic. I do feel if you're doing a Star Wars television show, you better fucking be aiming for cinematic and fooling us most of the time. Like that's like, I personally think that a lot of the look of Book of Boba Fett was fairly inexcusable as time goes on. The more I revisit it, the worse it looks to me. And I do think that the show Kenobi looked a lot better than Book of Boba, so that was good. Yeah. But I also don't think it necessarily looked, if they had made the Kenobi film, I don't think it would have looked. I think it would have looked better than what we got by far, but also it probably wouldn't have been as good based off of, you know. And and then I keep hearing people going like, oh, they just like, you know, Reva was just like shoehorned in and all that stuff. And it just literally isn't the case. I mean, she's always been there with this Kenobi story since, I think the first time I probably mentioned her to you was 2017. I'm like, I just heard this. And it's been 18. It's been like, you know, there's been years of gestation of this character in these stories, and these, like, you know what I mean, and all of the stuff. So the fact that she was there early on and she's there in the finale makes me think she didn't just come back. Maybe that happened. I don't know. Maybe she was there when it was Kenobi, a Star Wars story, and then they, you know, put her back. I remember her looking different on something I saw one time, though. A lot different for the record, but can't get into that. Vader could have told her. Yeah, Vader could have told her. Vader could have been like, I used to have a wiener once. What was burned off. Dark Side PI coming soon to Disney Plus. Yeah, that would be good. Dark Side PI. Don says, hello there. Happy Friday. Hey, Don. Thank you for being a channel member, Don. Appreciate the support. Bespin starring Reva and Ochi of Bestoon. Ochi. Oh,
Fucking
man.
Bespin loves that Ochi character, man.
I want Ochi in a like a Hawaiian shirt. Yeah. And then he's like the sidekick, you know. He's the wisecracking one. Yeah. Good. All right. Aria says, everyone loved Leia. I still haven't seen negative comments about her performance besides the running scenes. Yeah. And I don't think that's her fault. I think whenever an actor looks bad and it's not because of wooden delivery, usually it's not the actor's fault. But what do I know? Darren says, Santa used the dark side on me earlier, Jason, when I almost spoiled the Grand Inquisitor part on his live stream. He used unlimited power. Yeah. But I was like, do it. Spoil it. Do it. I know. I was sleeping and I got the notification that Santa was going live and I was like, I want to put it on. And I was out. I didn't wake up. Don says, oh my God, I love all these 2 episodes, but that one scene, our little Leia, was awesome. Very ending scene, holy cow. Bring us episode. Yeah. You know what I liked a lot was I liked that Leia's costumes felt like they pulled more on Leia from Empire Strikes Back on Bespin. Like those clothes of hers than the A New Hope look.
Yeah.
That's what I was like a little bit afraid of, that it was just all going to be like cinnamon buns and the white, the white outfit and all of that stuff. And hey, Shogun Order became a member. Thank you, Shogun. Yeah. So, well, what's this? Oh no. Bespin Bulletin has exclusive pictures of Anakin's wiener. Look at it barbecuing. That's what happened to it. Bespin Bulletin exclusive there, you guys. Go to bestbulletin.com for that update. But yeah, Darren says part of Echo Base Network did not like Leia. Nick mainly. Coach loved her performance though. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah. Bespin says May 2024 is probably the best bet given Avatar 3 is releasing in December 24 and is already shot. Yeah, like Avatar, we were like at one point, because I personally just like don't know if anybody cares about Avatar other than my buddy who does the show with me every day. But I was like, but then the trailer numbers were bigger than anything for Star Wars, right? So Avatar is going to probably be really firm there for a long time in terms of taking the good real estate in terms of what Disney thinks. But we'll see. It has to keep it up. Might have been like, oh, I want to see what they're doing. And a lot of people might have been like, But last night I saw Top Gun. Avatar trailer came on, played. I leaned over to my son. I said, hey, Luke, do you want to see that? No.
Didn't interest him.
No. But did not interest him at all. Was like, no. I was like, okay. I also couldn't get him to watch Top Gun 1, but he loved Top Gun 2.
Oh, beautiful.
Weird, right? Kids. The running issue reminds me of the shot in Revenge of the Sith where Anakin goes from a run to power walk. Yeah, dark side power walk. Star Wars in Game says, am I the only one that was really happy to see Bell Organa again? Oh, I love seeing Bell again. Yeah. I am enjoying Kenobi. Looking forward to the rest of the story. Yeah, that's like the I'm curious about how it feels as we get more into the galaxy. Like once they're like away now and stuff like that, And yeah, the one thing I thought happened in this episode was that didn't happen was I thought we saw what's his name, Roken. I thought Roken was introduced in these moments. So I'm guessing Roken must come next episode.
Yeah.
But I was excited to see Bell Organa. But I will be honest, like when we were uncovering Bell's involvement in Jimmy Smith's filming and stuff, kind of got the bells back, you know, in my blood at that time. And then so when I saw him here, I was like, yeah, I know he's back.
Worn off now, hasn't it? Yeah.
Ochi is the flipping king, Chris, says Bespin. Yeah, you know, in Star Wars The High Republic series, the Jedi, they're all gonna have like the white robes with the gold. Have you seen that?
Nice.
Yeah, have you seen it? Yeah, and then on the back is Ochi's face with the thumbs up on all of them.
Oh, every robe?
Every robe, yeah, all the white Jedi robes.
Wow.
But then he turns to the dark side, and then that's why they stop wearing the white robes. If you're always looking at the front, okay. Look at the back where you see the Ochi. You know, it was like a PR campaign. They thought if we put Ochi, give it up a thumbs up on the back, people won't think we're like space pigs and call us pigs and throw red blood on our white outfits anymore when we go down the street. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Hello me is your name. I'm not talking to myself. Oh my lord, it's his wiener. Arya says fifth brother had a nice voice and he looked good as well. But please, Deborah, give me more action.
I'm sure the action's coming. I mean, you know, the action's going to come. Episode 3, 4, we're going to get the fights. We're going to get 2 fights, 2 saber fights. I'm sure Kenobi's going to go against the Inquisitors. We're going to get a lot of action coming up, so I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, it is like it's the show by its nature is sort of like, I don't mean to excuse it by going it's a slow burn, you know. I don't mean to go that route entirely, but it is a slow burn in the sense that he can't just start off as a Jedi using his lightsabers. I mean, like whenever somebody uses the Force, we see that there's consequences at this time, but it's not until the cat's out of the bag and there's no reason to pretend. Just like in Star Wars Rebels. Remember in Star Wars Rebels where like everybody's like, oh, I got my lightsaber and I have to put it together. It looks like it's this one thing, but it's another thing and all that. And then finally there's that moment. I think it was on Kessel, maybe with the Wookiees, where Kanan finally comes out and turns on the lightsaber and is like, well, everybody knows, so here we go. Like that was one of the better moments in Star Wars Rebels. I think they're aware of what worked where and what series so far. So I think we're kind of moving in that direction here. You know, but we will see. And now I think people could understand why it was really confusing if he used lightsabers or not, like on Dayu. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't completely sure. I will say too, they worked a lot on that. They filmed a lot on that Dayu hallway fight that we see. There was a lot of and it was very short. They must have just decided to trim it up. It must have not either worked well or was just like, you know what, let's fucking get on with it. Because I felt like there was a lot more fighting from what it sounded like. They did quite a lot of work on that.
Well, they did. They got the spice thing in the eye. You got that right. I mean, that was in the show. We got that.
Yeah. The only thing about that is because I knew about that the spice thing happened. I knew about this being offered the spice, but I thought he used their spice. I thought he used spice in the room.
Yeah,
from because you know of all of the lab and stuff. I thought he just threw that at them and then got them all messed up. Not that it was from the sample of the from the dealer.
Yeah.
So and then Max last night. I hope I thought about last night. I was like, shit. I hope that came off right when I was talking to Max. But Max was like, you know, the fifth brother was a Latino man or Hispanic in his tone, and then here it's like he's not now. Like that's not when I was like, well, he's green. I mean, he could kind of be whatever you want in terms of that, you know. But yeah, in terms of those consistencies, they're not. It's not very on. But I'm not a fifth brother fan. Gotta say,
it looked much cooler in the concept art in the Force Awakens art. I think it was Force Awakens.
Yep.
He had the long ass helmet. Yeah, he looked badass to that. But it didn't. Yeah. Doesn't work on live action. Well, this doesn't. Yeah, but he looked really good in that concept art. I think you sent me that art. I can't remember, but he looks really good.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. Crawling Chaos says, hey, Obi-Wan starts out really great, I think. Very few not so good things. Waiting for next week already. There was elements of Kenobi Legends novels in episode 1 of the Kenobi series. Was there? I mean, I guess more specific for me, because like if it's like he lives on Tatooine and he has an EOP and stuff like that, like that's the thing is where is it parallel thinking and where is it elements of I mean, and I don't mean that like in a challenging way. It's like, what is it though? Is it that or is it that? First Obisode was near perfect, I think. Nice. Yeah. That was the one that I was the most interested in, because I felt like that was the most insightful about, who he is and stuff. So Don says Maverick was awesome. Love the dogfight. We saw it last night as well. Had to go home and Kenobi about an hour later. Talk about moment of the face, right? I know. I was like, Don, yesterday, I was like, I got a new picture of Indiana Jones. I got a Willow trailer. Willow's coming. There's an Obi-Wan Kenobi series coming out, and I'm going to see Top Gun 2. Like, I mean, that was like basically if I had a time machine and I was like 8 years old, like last night would have been where I went into the future. If I knew dates of things, that would be where I went, because that's where was O'Shea Jackson? IMDb says he's in all 6. Okay, so Carl Chaos. I thought he was going to be in starting in the second episode too. He must start in the third. He does pop up. Don't worry. And he I believe he's going to be Roken, and generally what I said is generally true. But IMDb, what they do is when a cast list comes out, they just throw everybody in every episode. Then agents change it up. But agents only change it up if a show's delayed. That's when, or when there's been like pushbacks or whatever, then you'll start to see it. Like Cassian Andor, we started seeing people listing their shit. They're like, you know what? I have a career. I have to say who I was in this, and eventually it just shows up in those kind of things. But never take IMDb serious at all. It's always off. It's always wrong. And anybody with the IMDb Pro account can add stuff and change stuff too, oftentimes. So everyone like the stream real quick. Yes, please. Thank you. Hello me. Please like it. Slow burn says Bestman Bolton. You're trying to trigger Vader today, showing his lost peen, and now this. Yeah, I know. Like that's because I feel like the show's gonna become more like Fallen Order in a way, right? I mean, we kind of by the midpoint of it, we really get into Fallen Order territory. I'd say
nearly at the midpoint of it. It's scary.
Yeah. We watched Act 1. Next 2 weeks is Act 2, and next episode's what, Wednesday night we stay up. So it's not a long wait for it either, which I liked. So. Darth Del Rio says, do you think Taika's new film will feature sequel characters, or do you think they will move past them for a fresh start? I'm going to guess if it is in any way like Ben-Hur in any way at all new characters.
Yeah.
Ben's dead. Rey's trying to start a Jedi Order. Finn is probably trying to start the Jedi Order or help with her, doing that thing. Poe Dameron's probably a general in the Republic, and doing that kind of stuff. So if it is Space Gladiators in any way, I just got him. Yeah. So Rob's like regular showtime. Yep. I wrote Yeti because I'm on the show. Oh, nice. Yep. So yeah, and then I did catch R2 and 3PO.
Yep.
And but I think we're gonna call this one a show. I just wanted to get this out of the way before celebrations started and we started having stuff come out. So we're gonna end this one right here, and then and thank you, Timmy, for the acknowledgement on the work I did on that show. On getting information for it. All I got was surprisingly a bunch of grief. I was like, it's funny when I really hit the grand slams most of the times, I get more grief for it. That's life. But we will be back in about 45 minutes with the regular show. and
Can
we're
I,
gonna yeah.
Can I give my opinions on the Kenobi show at the regular time slot? Because I haven't
course.
told you anything. I haven't told you anything. I want to tell
Yeah. No, you'll come back. I just wanted to make sure we hit this Taika news before the actual news started. No. I felt bad last night because I was like, there were people who wanted to come and do the watch party with us and everything like that, and I'm just like, all right. So Taika's movie is about a force-sensitive rock. Probably. I watched that. But we'll see you guys in about 45 minutes for the regular show. Come hang out. We'll cover the celebration news for the day and hopefully have something on that new Star Wars show. All right. See you in a bit.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go. It's not about spaceships. Hey!